What's happening? What's going on?
Yeah, hey, yeah. All right, we can go ahead and get started. Though you know how this go. Got to go through the rapid fire questions.
That's rough.
Yeah. I hope you probably been thinking about something. Probably still end up stuttering.
Oh, you know what? I told Jelly, I said, I don't know why I'm nervous. It's not to do with the interview. It has everything to do with letting you down.
No. Hey, you can't do that now. We here, so it's already set up. So
All right, let's go.
it's only up from here, regardless of what happened.
Okay, let's go
All right,
for it.
all right. Describe your personality in one word.
Awesome.
Mm. Speak to aliens or meet ghosts. I mean, meet aliens or speak to ghosts.
I would actually like to meet an alien.
Meet them. Okay. What's your current age?
Gosh, 49.
49. Oh, is this the golden year or next year?
This this
This
is
this the golden year. All right.
this is the one.
Well, uh, what are you top 1,000 at in the world right now as of today?
Ooh, I would say I'm really good at mentoring women in general.
No, that was a good one. Pullover hoodie or zip up hoodie?
Oh, hell no, pull over.
I had one. We had my cousin. He was like a zip up hoodie, a jacket. It's not even a hoodie.
It's true.
Tequila or whiskey,
Whiskey.
and increase creativity or increase intellect.
Mm. I would have to say increase intellect because then your creativity comes with the intellect.
Yeah, cool. And you got any so that's it for the rapid fire. But you got any big plans for the 50th this year, or it's gonna be low key, or you going out the country doing something?
So, believe it or not, 50, I don't want to ever go out of the country. Does that sound weird?
Well, it's not weird today with everything that's going on in the political
Never had an
landscape.
interest. Never had an interest. So for my 50th, the only thing I wanted to do was a train ride.
A
So
train ride.
yeah, you know how they have the one that goes from, I can't remember where in California, but it takes you all the way up the coastline, up through Oregon. You go all the way
Oh,
up to Canada. I want to do that one.
yeah,
That's
that'd
what
be
I want to
cool.
do for my 50th.
Yeah, I know a lot of people. It's that route. I forget what the route's called. A lot of people drive it, but they have the train ride that goes through
Oh
that. So.
yeah, I'm not driving,
Yeah, no, yeah, that's something on a whole nother level.
but that's what I really want to do for my 50th. But nobody wants to do it, so I'm not going.
You're not a solo traveler. You're not the adventure.
No,
He's like,
I
no.
could, but what if somebody kidnaps me?
Yeah, they can do that in Vegas.
This is true, and nobody wants to kidnap me, so I'm good. I'll be all right.
Yeah, he's like, that'd be all right. I mean, technically, when the last time you been to Hawaii?
When my dad passed, so that was in 23.
23. Okay. I mean, technically, that's off the country land.
It's
You know.
true. That's true. We're off the grid a little bit.
Yeah, out the grid. Now, now, are you like from Hawaii, or you was like born in like Billings, Montana, and moved to Las Vegas and just claim Hawaii?
Nah, homegrown.
Oh, well,
Um,
when'd you move to Vegas?
2000.
2000. Oh, okay. So not too long. I mean, not too long ago. Oh,
26 years ago.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, now it's long. I still 2000 still is like 10, 10 years or 8 years.
Like yesterday.
Yeah, like yesterday. But still, what made you come here or come to Vegas?
So it's kind of a shitty story, but it's a real story. So I was in a very, very toxic relationship. Like so toxic that I actually was being a drug dealer, like one of the biggest drug dealers back home.
Oh man,
Um,
so you was a
so
kingpin.
the the only way I could get out of it was I had to find a way to move.
Mm,
I had to get off the rock. And since Kanani and I were friends at that time, still, I decided to make the move and
oh.
leave.
Was she
It was
already in Vegas, or was she on
yeah,
her?
she left right after high school in '94. So she moved here and she was my great escape. I could move to Vegas. I had no plans. I didn't have a car. I didn't have a place to stay. But at that time, my husband and I were just starting to date.
Yeah.
So we were like, oh, since Kanani is your sister, I was like, since Kanani is your sister, let's just try. And he was like, okay. So that is the main reason why I left.
Yeah, that's a yeah. How was that though? Like, I mean, I guess like how long were you in that relationship with the?
So I was in that relationship since 1990. God, that's old shit. 93, 4,
Oh,
right around there.
so for a while then,
Yeah, because I was too scared to leave.
like the whole time, or was it like good at one point? You found out, and then it
It
just
was good
got
like the
crazy.
first, no, it was good like the first couple years when things were good.
Yeah,
But then when things go south, you're the one
it's a
that
free fall. It's just
you're the one that gets, all the beatings and the real
yeah.
life stuff falls back on you.
It
So
is that kind of what I guess kind of what sparked the reason why you're the top 1,000 at mentoring women. It was kind of
yes.
that right there, that background.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
Because of what I've been through.
yeah,
Always, right? Like emotional, physical, verbal. So you know
yeah,
that you can mentor people, mentor women that way.
yeah. You can relate firsthand with some of the stuff that they go through, even in some of the worst situations. Like most people can't, when they just coming at it from a strictly a textbook standpoint.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, I read about this, but have you done it or have you been through
Never been through it.
it? Vegas get called like the ninth island or Hawaii 2.0. Like, well, what's the connection there with Vegas and Hawaii or like it?
So what's so weird about it is a lot of people don't go back to like back in the days. Like for me, my parents come to Vegas all the time just to for both. It's a bowling thing, right? So it
Mhm.
started back in Hawaii for bowling purposes. So they would come and then they would, how good it is, how good the life is here. Okay, like Las Vegas is just a show, but as years go by and economy changes in Hawaii,
Mhm.
you notice right around early 2000s. So even after I left, like it was okay to live there, but then it changed. The I don't want to, you know, people change, of
Yeah.
course, but then you see that you're getting kicked out of your own motherland, you
Mhm.
know, without making it sound so bad. It's more like people move here because we can't afford to live in what they say,
Yeah.
paradise. So we're technically being priced out of paradise.
Yeah. 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 Hawaii is pretty expensive.
Mm. Oh, yeah.
And I guess, I mean, even with that, is it more so because of the tourist attraction, or is it more like, was it always that way, or just like a certain shift that happened? Like,
No, it was. I would say if I'm being honest, probably back in 2003, 4,
mhm.
when I went back home, you started to see more homeless people, right?
Yeah,
So it's investors coming in and buying up all the properties, buying
mhm.
up all the houses. because Hawaii is different, right? They never teach you how to go out there and buy your own home. They teach you actually how to all live together with three different families in a 1,200 square foot home.
Yeah.
So they never taught you how to actually buy a home. So then you have all these investors. And like I said, early 2000s, out of nowhere, these people come and they start buying up everything. So you start kicking all the locals out of there. Or they just stay there and they stay homeless, which is sad.
Yeah. No, that's crazy.
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
that is.
yeah.
And I guess with that, like just even being in Vegas, I mean, you mentioned like the culture in a sense teaches you like the family. You have two, three, four kind of families all under one roof. I guess that would accelerate the migration to a place like Vegas. If one goes, then everybody else following, then another
Then my
family.
cousin's
Yeah,
coming.
so every family that comes is three other families that's coming with it. So so it's a
Your cousin and then your next door neighbor.
yeah.
Oh,
But it's strange because before I moved, well, not necessarily strange, but before I moved to Vegas, I never really seen that many like Hawaiians or like the Polynesian, just in general. Only
yeah.
coming from even coming from Florida, you saw a lot of Latinos. It was a good diversity, but it wasn't like the Hawaiian culture like you see now, which is you're starting to see a lot in football as well. Like with a lot of football players are, like are in the NFL and things. But the only one I really knew was like The Rock, and he was Samoan.
Yeah.
So like straight Hawaiian, I was like, it was different. But I guess with that, like with The Rock, what's the difference between Samoan and Hawaiian? Or are there any cultural differences, or it's kind of the same? Because it
It's,
falls under that big umbrella anyway. But
yeah. So everybody's actually Polynesian, right? So it's
yeah,
kind of like, so Hawaiians they're supposed to be like the mother of the Polynesian culture, right? Samoans, they just do things differently. So they're bigger. If you can see how
yeah,
they're naturally bigger, something's wrong with their water.
yeah,
American Samoa. They're just naturally bigger. Everything is pretty much the same, even when you speak your language, because it's different, right? So Samoans have a different one, Hawaiians, Tongans, Fijians, like everybody has a different what do you call it, dialect?
yeah, dialect, yeah,
Um, but so Samoans is like a lot bigger. They're a lot more. I don't want to say meaner,
yeah.
but they kind of are.
But I guess yeah, meaner, what more aggressive, or just kind of.
Yeah.
I guess it comes with the size. I guess yeah, too.
Yes. And then they celebrate their celebration of certain things is done a certain way. So like a graduation, they do things differently where they wear what they call this tuinga, and it's like a big crown that they wear on their heads, and then they celebrate, their family that way. Tongans, a little bit more different on that side. They do things way different, but all together, the foods are basically the same. The family atmosphere is the same, because that's all we know is family. Because that's all they teach us
Yeah,
is family. So is there a difference? Yes, in the way we speak, some of the things that we do. Tongans are really good at what you call in Hawaii. You'll see a ton of property that's built with moss rock, and it's really beautiful. Like it's so nice, and they're the only ones that can actually do it.
hmm.
Samoans in Hawaii is more. The difference with them is they do everything outside. So they eat
Oh,
outside, they cook
yeah.
outside, they sleep outside, they do everything outside. They love the outside life. Hawaiians, they're just retarded.
They just they
We're a
they
little bit
just
off.
yeah, they just even though y'all the mother, he's just a little bit off.
We're just a little bit off.
Now, yeah, I seen those big old crowns that you mentioned before, but I always never really know, like, who's who. But do a lot of them just claim that they're Hawaiian just for the sake of simplicity, or
A lot of them actually are. So
no?
the mix is it's pretty close. So you're either going to be Hawaiian Samoan or you're going to be Hawaiian Tongan.
Yeah,
Um, lately, there's been a lot of different mix now.
yeah,
So the race is going to die off eventually. Like for me, my dad, so he's straight. That's it.
yeah.
And then my mom is half and half. My grandfather was born in the Philippines, a Filipino, and then my grandmother was a pure Hawaiian as well. So that's all
Okay.
you got for me. You just got
Yeah.
a Filipino Hawaiian. That's it. So then you have a lot of that right now going on too.
No, okay, yeah. Now, I mean, I mentioned football earlier, but softball is actually one of the bigger, sports, or I'm not sure. It seems to be one of the bigger sports for, in the Hawaiian culture, at least out here on the West Coast, or the Polynesian culture. But it was it always that way, or is that just something that picked up in recent years?
Softball?
Yeah, for softball, or like what was like the dominant sport, in the 90s, early 2000s, or has it always
Aside from football, it was softball.
it was always softball?
Yeah, yeah. It was for a short time like you thought volleyball was going to take off because there's a lot of tall Hawaiian girls. What
Mm.
happened to me in Kanani, I can't tell you. Something's wrong with us. But softball has always been, it changed, because the sport evolved so much.
Yeah,
But growing up, that's all we had. We were playing baseball because that's all we had.
yeah. No, that's
Yeah.
good. So that's and I guess, how did you step into what I guess what made you step into the role of coaching in the first place? Because like you say, when you moved here, you didn't really have nothing, no plan, anything. Like, how did that
No.
how did that all evolve for you to step into the coaching world of softball?
So obviously, you know my history at softball, yeah.
Somewhat, but the audience, the community don't.
Oh, way back in the heyday, you grow up, you play baseball, and you're playing baseball till you're like 13, 12, 13, 14 years old. And then all of a sudden in the I want to say about 1990, Bobby Sox was introduced. So what they call today as travel ball,
Yeah,
softball, travel softball. Um, so back then it was one of the things that you had good coaches, but how good were they? Like they could teach you how to play, but they forgot about all the other stuff that girls go through,
yeah.
which is the emotional roller coaster ride. Um,
It's
and
layered.
then, and then I realized like every time I played, I quit. And the reason why I quit was because I never had the other side, the support from my parents.
Mm,
So my mom and my dad never ever showed up to anything but maybe a game. I think my
yeah,
dad was one and my mom maybe two. Um, but the one time you see them in the stands, you hear their voice and you hear them yell at you, is like, that's not the emotional support I needed, but
yeah,
hey, cool. Uh, so then fast forward to getting back into softball here, because I've always loved it. Like my ultimate dream goal was to play at UCLA. It was because that was the only thing that you could hear in Hawaii was about UCLA. So it became my favorite college.
yeah.
Uh,
Did people ever say you look like Lisa Fernandez?
yes, yes. So every time I would play I quit, and in my mind I was like, shit. Can you imagine someday if I do go back? Like, how the hell am I going to tell these kids? Like, I never made it all the way because I chose to quit. So fast forward again, you come here, and then a friend of mine she moved here after high school, And she was like, it was some girl that I played with, and she was like, "Hey, you want to play alumni softball?" I was like, hell no. The hell is that? And she was like, "Oh, all the high schools get together from Hawaii and they come up here to Vegas and they play in the alumni tournament." And I went, like, we gotta hit a softball, like fast pitch. And she said, yes. I said, oh no, I'm not gonna do it. There's no way. Well, I did. I went out there.
Didn't take much convincing.
I gave it a go, but I realized how much I loved it. And you go back and you play out these positions, and they're like, "Oh, go back to where you used to play." Blah blah blah. And then another friend of mine said, "Why don't you come back home and come coach with me?" And I was like, "Oh, no way! I can't coach kids. There's no way." And she was explaining how it started to grow again, but bigger.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do it. I went to a slow pitch. I got invited to a slow pitch tournament, a one pitch tournament. That one. And then this guy's no longer here, but he reached out to me and he said, "Hey, I have a daughter. Um, she plays for Henderson softball, rec ball, and I would love for you to coach her." And I went, "Oh no, oh no, I'm not doing that." And I went to their practice and
Yeah.
no. Then I put, of course, then you put your kids in it, right? So then I put my daughter, I put Shonda in it, and then I got
Yeah.
swooped into it. That's how it all fell into place.
That's your first reaction there. You're like, oh no, oh no. Then you sit on it. Then you go see something that's not right. Then you end up doing it.
Yeah,
But
stupid.
oh no, oh no. But but no, that's I get that's good too. So when you were coaching, where I mean, even now still, it's not as many female coaches as there. I think that it should be in female sports, but at that time, where it was about the same still now, or was it far worse disparity? Or was it better? Like, how was it when you first started to compare it to like what it is now?
It was, I would say it's the same, really.
Really?
It wasn't, yeah, it's about the same. I just think women just don't want to come out.
Yeah. Is there
That's,
is there a reason? Is it like just the family aspect, or is it time, or like what?
no. If I'm going to be very, very candid. I think women just don't want to be dominated by men.
Yeah.
That's my, I mean, I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Being a female coach, you're like, wait, huh? Wait, listen, you can't even hit the ball right during practice. Like, stop it. You want to be what? Like, that's how I truly believe women get. And
Yeah.
they don't want to, I guess, butt heads.
Yeah. Is there a way to kind of combat that? Because I mean, I had three girls, and I always a real vocal, with Jelly, my wife, just saying that I prefer them to play for, women coaches, when we can. Which we've been fortunate enough for most of their career for them to either play with at least one woman on staff or majority woman staff or all women staff. So,
Yeah.
but is there a way to kind of, because I mean, I even said that when we were coaching high school in Tennessee, before we even moved out here, um, like I was like, Jay, you gotta do it, like, especially being a minority, black softball coach, but at the same time, a female softball coach, like it was an anomaly in a sense, especially in Knoxville, Tennessee, where, it's not many minority or women on the football field. At one point, she was the only
Oh,
one for both
what?
categories.
For real?
Yeah, yeah. So, like, I guess my thing was just always like, is there any way to kind of break that or to get entice more women in to coaching?
I think so. I mean, even like the first year I started coaching was 2009, 2010, when I finally took like the travel ball coaching role. It was just me, my best friend, who's an All American shortstop, and four male coaches. And I was like, you're telling me we got to coach with these guys? And she laughed it off and she said, yeah, but we can make it work. We got to learn how to let them hear our voice too, and not try to beat up on each other, but just, work together. Make
Yeah.
them understand that we know what we're talking about. We've done this before. So I never really had a no, I never really had a bad experience with working with men. I think I wasn't afraid to, and I think any female coach in any sport, I think if you set the tone right out the gate and you let them know, like, hey, I know this and you know this, like, can we work together? I'm not trying to overstep my boundaries. I don't want you to overstep your boundaries. Like, kind of like meet in the middle,
Yeah.
And I think you can definitely get way more female coaches, but I think a lot of women either one don't want to work with another male coach who's never played that sport before, or they just don't want to deal with the hassle of today's parents.
Yeah. Is it today's parents or is it just always parents? Like, I feel like parents have always been the sour spot of coaching
Yeah, in any
for
sport,
coaches
right?
and for umpires. I mean, even though some umpires, well, I mean, some coaches are trash too, but some umpires are trash. So, but you got the parents that's heckling them and doing all these things and sideline umps, but then they also sideline coaching as well. So,
Yeah, for real.
no,
But
so
yeah, I think anybody can coach with anybody. You just have to be willing and wanting to do it.
yeah, it's
To me,
yeah, no, I get it. In as far as like Vegas softball in general, how was the trajectory for that as far as talent wise, and its national kind of standard, stature or
yeah,
placement, because there's a lot of talent, but you know it's really dispersed. We don't have like 10 million people like LA, where you can have,
yeah, for
where you can
real.
have at least 10 good teams, but it's far more teams that's not good in California, but you don't hear about them. You only hear about the good ones. But um, as far
Yeah,
as Vegas though, like has it always been that way, or has it gotten better or worse?
I don't want to say it got worse, but I'm back in like freaking. I want to say what grad years would these be? So they would be like 97 borns, 98, 99s, early,
Yeah.
2000s. They had the talent pool. It was so good because there wasn't a lot of teams.
Mm. So they all
There-
collected on in one spot.
yes, so it was strict. Back then, it was strict. Travel ball wasn't allowed for anybody to just pop up and
Yeah.
make a team like it is today. So back then they had it buttoned up very, very good. And it was, you couldn't be called gold or elite
Yeah.
until you actually went through your good run of winnings and medals and trophies. But they had good talent because I'm very serious. It was Blast, Rage, two little rebel teams, and Pride. That was it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was it. So the rest of you, if you didn't make the cut, you went out. They sent you back to rec ball. It was very brutal back then.
Yeah.
Like it was
So,
bad. It
so
was
a lot of
if
the
you
teams that
because they
get
would let you know right there.
yeah, a lot of teams get diluted now because there's so many options and everybody, you know, wants to play. Or they want to play a certain
Yeah,
position or they don't And then you have we have that just leave the city and then go play out of town, or
Yep.
for a team out of
You
town
had it
too.
too back then. It
Yeah.
happened
Yeah.
only to like a select few,
Yeah.
but it's sad that that happens. But you compare it to today, I think the difference that so back then, I think I want to say what we had more of back then was great pitching, great hitting. Like back then, those girls could hit the crap out of the ball. They weren't fast and they weren't into like all these little, super, I don't know, technical crap that they do today in softball. But, when you compare them, like I said this to my girls one day, I said, you take your years and you take 2011. So you take my kids
Yeah.
and you clash them together. That's probably going to be the most dominant teams in the country.
Yeah.
You could probably make two solid teams because pitching was like lights out back then. And these are girls that could go out and compete. Well, then you have, like you said, the diluted teams today, and you take them out of the mix and you take the top 10 kids in today's softball here in Vegas, and you take the top 10 kids way back when in 2015, 14, 15, 16, and you take the top 10, damn,
Yeah.
damn.
Each got what the other needs.
Yes, that would be the perfect balance. It would have been so, oh my God, that would be so freaking awesome.
Did you coach your daughter all the way up until?
I did not.
Oh, okay.
I 12s and 14s, and I couldn't do it anymore because the relationship started to go south.
Okay. With you
Um,
and her, if
yeah,
yeah.
it was more me, pride. Um, I didn't do it because she didn't ask me to quit. I said I had to.
Yeah.
Um, she could just shut me out, but every time she got in the circle, I made it harder for her.
Mm.
Because I was always the maniac coach,
Yeah.
screaming and yelling. You can't throw it over there. Throw it down straight. Like that was me. Like I
Was
was
that just with her, or that's how you were in general then with
no,
everybody?
that was just with her.
No, just with her. Okay.
Because my expectation was you can't go out there and embarrass me because you're my
Yeah.
kid. And I don't want anybody to talk shit about you. So I
Yeah.
need you to do good.
Did you still coach when you stepped back from coaching her, or did you just be a fan, and then when she went off, you started back coaching, or what was?
I, well, no, so when I stopped, everybody was like, why are you still, we need you down in 12. So I'm like, what the, no, are you kidding? Like, I don't want to, I tried it, but I had a hard time because this is the point in their life where they're going to get to see college coaches. And so I was like, I got to be there for her. Like, she doesn't know what to do. Neither did I. I thought I knew what I was doing, but I tried it and I stuck it out for like 3 to 4 months and I was missing out too much
Yeah.
because she started to say, Mom, you're not coming. Mom, you're not coming. Mom, you're not coming to my tournament. Mom, you're not, like, oh, I can't do this anymore. Okay,
Mm.
fine. I'll just stop coaching. So then I took the back seat for a couple of years. Yeah.
Yeah. Was I guess I mean early on she played, it was fun, or you played just whatever, get her into doing stuff. But like the end goal was the end goal to get, for her and you and her, was it always to get like a scholarship? Was it like therapy? Was it just something to do that she enjoyed for fun, or like, or
You're
what was?
asking me a hard question right now. It's actually not hard, but my end goal was very different from hers.
Hmm.
We had two different goals. She, and I don't want to say it with brag. I don't want to make it sound like I'm bragging, but she wasn't crappy. I'll say that. Um,
She was good. Just say it. She was good. She was a dog.
She was. Her mentality on the field was so different. So I don't know if you remember a while back, UCLA had a pitcher. Her name was Rachel Garcia.
Yeah, I remember the glasses.
Yeah. So when they played for Corona Angels, Marty, and then we were with Odie, and we went to a tournament, not a tournament, we went to a showcase. And that's when things evolved for her as a player and for me as a parent and a coach. Like my eyes, I scraped my the scales off my eyes. And they played each other, and it became a pitcher's duel. We'll never forget it because three strikeouts, three strikeouts, three strikeouts, three strikeouts, three strikeouts, three strikeouts. Both the girls got taken out because it was a
Um,
college showcase.
yeah.
So they were both going ahead. And Michigan coach comes by. I had on a Hawaii hoodie, University of Hawaii hoodie, and I had a sling pack. So you remember those little sling packs?
Yeah, I know you talk about the little drawstring thing.
So yeah, the drawstring ones, right? And I have my hat on, and I'm just standing there watching her pitch a hell of a game, and I'm like, holy shit, she looks good. And then you start to slowly see coaches coming alongside and start watching these two girls go at it. Well, then I got mistaken for the coach for a recruiter from Hawaii.
Hey, that might have worked in your favor.
And everybody starts talking about both of them because both of them were 0-0.
No, okay.
And so I'm thinking, oh, it ain't my kid. There's no way they're talking about mine. So you hear the coaches all talking. No, I want to talk. I want to see this girl hit. So I thought for sure it was Marty's. I thought it was Rachel Garcia going to go hit. So they called Shonda out of the dugout to go hit. And I went, oh my God. And I was standing there back there and I'm like, I'm not supposed to be standing with these coaches. What am I doing? So I thought this is where her life would have changed because she had the moment of her end goal. The end goal was, dang, I'm doing this in front of these big schools. Like, what the heck? She goes and she hits a double off the top of the fence. And so then she comes back in because they want somebody to run for her to see if she could hit again, because that's how it works.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what are they doing? This is stupid. I didn't say it out loud, but I'm like in my head. So they come up again and they ask her to hit again. I'm like, what the? Okay. So she goes up and she hits a single, and then they were fine with it. So then after the game, these college coaches are all talking, and then she's like looking at her, one of her recruiters at that time. Odie paid for us to actually have a recruiter.
Yeah.
And some lady that played for Loyola Marymount or something like that.
That's it.
And so she knew all these coaches, and she had gone back, and so she'd walk up to Shonda, and she was like, I'm letting you know right now, these coaches right here, they're interested in you. And so this is where I say my end goal and hers were very different.
Yeah.
Because she just went, okay, no cares in the world. And I was like staring at her. And so then the recruiter comes, Lori talks to me, and she goes, I just want you to know, we need her to maintain her GPA because her GPA on the thing said 2.8 or something, some shit like that. And so she said, I just talked to her and I told her I need her GPA to get above a 3.0. Two different people. She could give two shits. And I'm over here going, you're going to bust your ass in school. You better get your shit together. And all she did was, but Mom, that's your dream, not mine. And I was like, what? And I walked away because I thought right there, I said, wow, I'm living vicariously through her.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? There's no way. How can you just be so nonchalant and just go, okay, no cares in the world at all? And it killed my soul.
Nah, I bet that's like I can only imagine.
So it was my goal to get her to college, to a top school, and it was not her goal to
Yeah.
go to a top school.
She just wanted to go out there and compete as something to do. Just happened to be good at it.
That's that's so weird. That's exactly what she said. She said, "I just want people to know that I'm good." I'm like, "What? You can't do that. That's talent. You got good talent."
Yeah, it's
No.
almost like you wasting gifts. Come on.
Yes. Thank you. Where were you 15 years ago? You could have told her that.
No,
And she trained hard for it. She
yeah,
did all the off things. She played flag football, fell in love with flag, right? She became, I don't know, she has some kind of big thing in Vegas for being one of the top flag football
yeah,
girls. I don't know what it was, but she loved flag football. She played volleyball. She did all the things, and it's not her goal.
yeah. It's not.
It's mom's goal.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, even with that, like when she went off to college, so she didn't play in college. Did she play in college, or did she end up just
So
going wherever she?
let me tell you how this worked. So we were in, it was the start of her senior year. She still didn't commit to nobody. We had offers galore. Like we would look at them all the time, and Odie would be like, "What? How? Like you don't want to go nowhere? Nope, nowhere, nowhere." Her start of her senior year, Odie takes us to California. We go to a showcase tournament. We're playing Mike Stith and the OC Batbusters. So she yanks one foul, probably 250. She yanks one foul, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's just a long strike." So she turns around and she looks at us and she smiles and she goes, "We'll see." Just like that. So then she hits one dead center. And then she comes home and she had um, Virginia Tech right there. And the two coaches, they both walk over to Odie and they're talking to Odie. And after the game, Odie comes up to me and she goes, "So, she, they want to talk to her, so she's got to go to ICE." Okay, do whatever. She goes and she talks. Long story short, she just told them, "Okay, I'll just talk to my mom." Just like that. Next game, we go uh, Michigan State. Is it wait, which one is the yellow and blue? Not
That's Michigan. That's University of Michigan. The
the
Wolverines.
Spartans. Which one is
Oh, that's
that?
yeah. They're green. That's Michigan State.
Second game, she goes in and she pitches a no hitter. And so she throws a no hitter, but then she goes and she hits two bombs, like nothing. Just showcases. She always showed up for showcases. For tournaments, she forgot to show up. Showcases, always showed up. So I always told her she was too damn cocky for her own good. That coach offered her right there on the spot, offered her a full ride. Everybody else was anywhere between 50 to about
Yeah,
80%. They don't necessarily, not everybody can give you a full ride. And so this one offered her a full ride. She needed a pitcher. But she was very honest and she said, I don't know that you'll hit, but you'll definitely pitch.
yeah.
And she just said, okay, that was it. I never pushed her again. I said, I feel like you don't want to go to college. So you wasted my money for all these years. And we come back to freaking Vegas and we play this stupid showcase over here. And she's doing the same thing. She shows up and Odie's like, every freaking time we play in college showcases, this girl is just hitting bomb after bomb, like off the top of the fence, line drives, like what the hell? So then she's getting all these offers because now colleges are trying to close
Yeah,
their recruiting.
yeah,
And this dumbass, I know I shouldn't say that, but she gets all, now you have all the smaller schools, the NAIAs, the Division twos, the Division threes, the JUCOs all here. No Division one, right? So you're like, as a parent, you're like, Okay, well, we got offers. Like,
Yeah.
you good. This is too small for you. First JUCO comes up to her. It was in, I don't want to say Bakersfield, but it's somewhere um, going that way to California. Um, and the coach is talking to her, and he offers her, he goes, "Oh, I can give you 100% full ride, blah blah blah, for a JUCO." And she's like, "Yeah," she's excited. And I'm like, "Did you say yes after the game?" And she goes, "No, I just said yeah." Like I was excited. So it didn't make any sense to me. We went home, came back, went played on Sunday, and then the CSN coach walks up to her and he says, "Don't forget about me." Meantime, Reno, the actual UNR coach, was there, and he said, "You're still in Vegas, like you're still in Nevada. I know you're not in Vegas, but you're still in Nevada, so don't forget." CSN coach went back to her and said, "I'll give you 125% if you come and play for me. You'll hit, you'll play outfield, and you'll pitch. You're
Do
gonna be
whatever
my
you do whatever you want. She got an NIL before NIL, 120%.
125%." So then she goes, "Oh, I'm gonna go talk to my mom right now. I can hear her." And of course, they both walk up to me, and the coach shakes my hand, and he said, I'm gonna offer her 125%." I said, "For what?" And he said to come to CSN. I went, "Oh no, oh no, thank you. We're not gonna do CSN. We're not doing CSN." And he said, "I take offense." I said, "Oh, I'm so sorry, but no, we're not doing that." And she walked away, and she said, "I'll email you, coach." So, long story short, she came home and she said, "Your dream and dad's dream was for me to go play big and go to a big show. That wasn't my dream. My dream is to just go to school, get an education, and be a wife and a mom someday." And I actually cried. I stood there and I cried. And I don't cry. I'm a Scorpio. We don't freaking cry.
Yeah.
We cry for 2 seconds and then we're done.
It's a wrap.
And she legit said, "I'm going to take his offer. It's 125%. And I get to have money. I'm being paid and all these things." And I just kind of sat there and I said, "Of all schools, you're choosing a junior college in Vegas? Like, you want to stay in my house?" And she said, "Oh no, he offered to pay for my housing. I'm not saying I'm living at by the school. Like, the school is giving me housing money." And I'm like, "That, huh?" It didn't register to me. And so she ended up playing at CSN. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. And then UNLV wanted her freshman year, because we scrimmaged UNLV, and so UNLV, Coach Lisa Dodd at the time wanted her to go play there. No, she
She's
said
like,
no.
nah, I'm good.
She said no. So she did play in college. She did, but JUCO. Okay, just
Yeah.
remember that.
Just the 2 years that she didn't play after that?
She she went to UNLV.
But junior?
So after her sophomore year, she went to UNLV. And so they had just changed coaching. So they went from Lisa Dodd to Christy. And when she went, her bursitis came back.
Mm.
And her bursitis is like, it's the worst thing that I think any could go through.
Yeah.
Um, she made the conscious decision of no longer playing softball at all.
Oh, okay, yeah.
She couldn't withstand the pain because I never took her. I'm a bad mom. I took her to her orthopedic appointments, but for every treatment they wanted, I said no.
Yeah.
I know, my bad, bad mom. But
So
yeah, she's in college.
so you I mean, I guess technically could you consider that an empty nest? Like since you stayed, or did you still have like the empty nest with her going off, being in college, but it still was home? Did you kind of get that emotional feel like other parents do when their kids go off kind of further away and they're just kind of walking around the house with their hands in their pocket
I did
looking?
for for a short period of time because for a while it was just her and I. But yeah, no, I did. Even though it was 30 minutes across town,
Yeah.
you still don't have the body in the house. So yeah, it
It,
was an
it
empty nester for sure.
more the psychological, like my baby grown or growing.
Yeah, like she don't need me anymore.
Yeah.
And she even though she was 30 minutes across town, she wouldn't call. She was living it up.
How was that? How was that transition from coaching her to watching her play to her not necessarily needing you anymore from a you always be mom, but just that day to day. Was that a struggle? Was that hard?
It was.
It
Oh, 100%. And people who say it's not, they full of shit. Or they just don't love their kids.
yeah.
But no, the transition was very, very difficult. I found myself a lot of times more than I should have. I would always walk into her room, you know, you're missing not your friend, but
Yeah, just that.
it's the presence.
Yeah.
It was hard. It was hard. You get emotional. Watch out, because it's coming for you soon.
I know. That's why I'm asking. I mean, like, do you think there's anything that you could have done or to prepare for that, or is it just one of those necessary evils of life?
No, I think you can. I think you can prepare for it because you're with them day in and day out. But like you guys are good because you guys take your own vacations.
Mm.
Like you guys take time for yourselves. I never did that.
Oh,
I was with her 7 days a week.
yeah.
So when we broke up, it was hard.
Yeah.
But I think if you teach yourself how to kind of be away from your kids, like you guys do, I think I love that. I
Yeah.
commend that for people. The breakup is not as hard.
Yeah. It's still hard, just not as hard.
Yeah, it'll be sad, but not like me. I was like, gosh dang, where the hell is she? That's what I would do. Look like a damn fool.
All right, now we at the three wrap up questions where we get they're a little bit more introspective than the rapid fire. So you may have to put some thought into them. So
Ooh, ooh.
the first one is, what habit or action that you know would help you or that's good for you that you still resist anyway?
Man, shit. I mean, that one is tough. Where did you come up with that?
What'd you say?
Where did you come up with that one?
No, it's a I mean, it's one of those, it's not a question you ask everybody, but it's something that, that you do all the time. You're like, man, I mean, just something as simple as stretching, like, and I need to stretch, but I'm gonna just go ahead and go do whatever I was about to do. Just some people, like on the show, we had some people say prayer, we had some people say,
Yeah,
just different things because even though they know it may cause some kind of inconvenience or it may be uncomfortable or it may be just not the right time. It seemed like it's not the right time all the time to do it, just different things. But
yeah,
it's just one of those things that people deal with a lot, but you never really think about it until you ask this question like this.
it's just like, oh, shit. I don't know. I mean, shit. I mean, prayer is a good one, but I think it's more frick. This one is tough. I'm gonna have to come to this one.
Yeah, we come back. The next one is what like form of media? It can be a book, a movie, a documentary, or just something that you saw, watched, or read that when you saw it, it kind of changed the way you look at life or look at the world.
Remember the Titans.
The movie Remember the Titans? What specifically about it? Like, what was that moment, or what did it change, or what did it kind of affect in you?
So remember the part in the movie where he basically brought everybody together and he really told, like, basically telling them, like, he didn't give a shit, who you are, the color of your skin,
Mm,
and all that. Like, that's probably my most favorite thing in the world
yeah.
because we're so stuck in that rut of what happened millions of years ago, and everybody lives in that. And there was a defining moment where he brought them together to teach them, right? He was teaching them how to be a team, be a family, respect, love, you know. And I probably watch that movie at least once a month, believe it
Really?
or not. Yes. And it's for
You
me,
watched you watched the whole movie, or you watched just that part, or bits and
no, I
pieces?
watched the whole thing. And I think for me too, it moves me a little bit more because you take the two different races and you bring them together. And people don't necessarily look at that, right? They don't know themselves from their eyes, as I always say. People just bypass that. And yeah, he talks a lot about, it has to do with racism at that moment, but for me, it's more of an internal thing.
Yeah.
It's understanding the difference that you can make in that person's life. So the next person, or the next person, or the next person. So for me, it's that movie. It's Remember the Titans, man.
No, that's a good one.
I'm always gonna love that movie. I love Denzel Washington, so that helps.
Yeah, I about to say the two and two together with everything. Yeah, that's I know exactly the part you're talking about. And it just happened. It's the climactic moment where things start to turn around for the team and
Yep.
everything. But
Yep.
all right, and then the last question is what belief or common accepted knowledge or just a way of life are you kind of questioning or revisiting right now?
Ooh, that's a good one. So I mean, I don't want to go back to religion. I hate, see, that's the thing. Sometimes it goes to religion and it's like, oh my God.
I mean that's been a common theme, some aspect of it. There's been other ones but too, but that's like out of the 12 that probably came up like 7 times. But
You go
they
back.
all been different though. It hasn't always been the same thing. So it's I mean because I
That's
mean
true. Because I hate it because you have to go back. That's what you fall back to. But I think, yeah, because of the fact that, so for me, in my work environment, I work with a lot of Mormons.
mhm,
Um, and a lot of them still live the same, meaning when we go out to lunches, they look at you when you order a soda. Um, they look at you when you order some kind of chocolate, something to do with chocolate.
yeah.
And, I've questioned numerous times belief systems and how it works because I truly believe that God is God. But that's
Yeah.
just me. And so if I go back to, I base it on just the different belief systems that everybody has, right? So you have like the atheist people, you have Mormons, you have Christians, but Christians is one thing, is what I was always told.
Yeah,
Uh,
it has so many
right?
branches though.
Right. So it's like, but then they believe in this, they believe in this, they believe in this. So even here, like even though you're not supposed to talk about religion, you do it, and
Yeah.
it's like it's a forever battle in here. Um, and it's a forever battle, I think, everywhere. But for me, I think it's more on that because what I believe, what I know and what I grew up on, right? I grew up in a household for a while there, it was Catholics. So I never understood what it was and then changed it. And then we became Christians. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. I don't know what that means, but it's like, okay, so Christians, we're Christians. So then I thought, is everybody that much different? If you know what I mean, like,
Yeah.
do we all fall under Christianity? Because that's what I hear. But my belief in being a Christian and your belief in being a Christian could be two totally different views. Like I believe in God, of course I do. I believe in prayer, heck yeah.
Yeah.
Do I believe that God exists? Yes. In what way? You know, well, in His form, it says that He's the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. So the Trinity, the divine, but that's my belief. And you look at it and you go, dang, what is it about this religion thing? Because everybody is different. What do you do? Do you think that there's a difference, like a huge difference?
And between the religious, I mean the religion, uh, there's so many religions out now that just depend on how far you go down the spectrum that they can be, like, but from the core that, that we grew up on that you knew about, it's, I mean, it was really, like you say, you knew Catholics, you knew, coming and growing up in the South, you had Baptists, you had the Southern Baptists,
Oh yeah,
then you had Muslims, so those are like the three core like religions. Then you had, all the other, religious kind of started branching off. I mean, they've been around, but they weren't as widespread. So like Pentecostal and, Seven-Day Adventists and Jehovah Witness, and now
yeah,
they got all kind of like Scientology. So many different things now. And then
yeah. That's
the other parts of the world, India has, like all the different, and Africa,
and
so
then Hinduism
yeah,
and
the Asia. So I mean, it's so like when you get to like those branches, there is like a key difference, but like it still have the same core or same theme. Like even like Jesus himself has been mentioned in multiple different religions in the books, whether he was the
right.
central figure of that book or not. But so there are similarities, and most of it is really the principles is just about being a good person. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
without all the different teachings, if you if you have to summarize it and take one thing from it, it's just about how to live and be a good person under a certain set of instructions. So, in that sense, it is the same, and you start getting into the different things
Well,
Like the Mormons with the multiple wives, or this is whatever. And then you have like the the certain branch of the Muslims that you die and you get 40 virgins or something like that.
yeah.
All that stuff. That's when it starts to veer off and go into whole nother the directions, the big differences. But I think at the core, majority of them are pretty much the same. Just it's almost
Mm.
like coaching. People just I don't want to coach you no more because I got a different idea how to run this thing, so I want to run it
Oh
my way.
yeah.
So I think a lot of religious probably just branched off of that, but they still playing the same sport.
Oh yeah. That's true. That's true. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go back to religion just because it's probably the safest one to say for me, just because of that reason.
Yeah.
Just I go to church, yes, I do, but am I an every Sunday goer, church goer? No.
Yeah.
Should I?
I
Yeah,
mean, it just depends. Like I know great people that don't even believe, and to me, they're better than some of the people that go to church every day. Not necessarily better person, but their actions and then how
yeah.
they treat people, and how they go about living is better or more positive than some people that's actually preachers in the church.
That's what
So
my husband says all the time. It's like
yeah,
just because I don't go to church, it doesn't mean I'm a bad person.
yeah. So I mean, like, there's that dynamic there. So
Yeah, and it could probably go like million different ways when you try to talk about. That could be like a whole topic in itself
Yeah.
of how people look at and view that stuff. But yeah, so I'll go back to that one. For me, it'll be religion for sure. Just because to like, for example, my sister was in the hospital and we were at St. Rose Hospital and they had sent in the chaplain. And I had asked the chaplain, I was like, what are you? He was like, stomped. Like he
Yeah,
didn't know
like
what to
nobody ever
say.
asked me that before.
And he was staring at me. I was like, are
I'm
you
I'm
like,
I'm a paid actor.
I was like, are you a Christian or are you Catholic? And then he gave me the whole spiel. He was like, we're all one. I'm like, oh, I didn't even, and I was like serious. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
And he kind of took offense to that. And I apologized. I said, I wasn't saying that because I just didn't know what you,
I mean, but you ask another person, they'll tell you there's a difference. That's just
right?
that's his belief.
So that's my problem, right? I'm like, damn, sometimes you just got to stop talking.
All right, you
Oh,
did you come up with something for
no, can you give me some ideas? Help me out here.
so basically like habit action. I'm trying to think of some past ones. So I mentioned the prayer one. That was mentioned just
Mm-hmm.
because it was one of those things that's like it's just never enough time in a day. Like, or they're just not making the time to do it. In a sense,
Yeah,
really.
yeah.
And one was stretching. Just because that was like a simple one. Then one was just like positive self talk. Like they know it's good. They know, but they still resist it because sometimes it feels fake or it feels like it's not
Yeah.
what they believe. It's not reality. So
So when
so
you first asked the question, the first thing that came to my mind, which to me was like a shitty answer, I really had, and I still have it in the back of my mind, but I didn't want to give you the answer because I didn't think it was a good enough answer. But
no,
mine is emotional support
like for yourself or for others.
for myself and for everybody. Like, I don't think I'm very good at, like, I can give emotional support, but I always feel like that's a weakness. Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
No, I get it. I know what you mean because I guess when you say it, I interpret it as like you don't want it to be like a crutch for them to kind of lean on. You want it like because a lot of people use that. So it's almost like you say with the religion thing. It's like a default. That's what people automatically go to instead of telling them the real and having them. Hey, sometimes you gotta just get the shit done, or you gotta just do it. Like
Yeah.
suck it up. In a sense. So
Yeah.
because more people gonna give emotional support than not. So somebody got to give you the
The other
the other end. Yeah. So I mean that's kind of how I interpreted when you said that.
Yeah,
Um,
like when you first asked it, I was like, "Ooh, mine can be emotional support," but I'm like, "Oh, he's probably gonna be like, oh, what kind of answer is that?"
no, no. I mean that's a good one because I think not only you probably deal with that, it's probably a lot of other people. I mean even me too because I'm more
We're
so of like
Scorpios.
yeah I'm more so like just do it like like
Do the
I'm not
thing.
I'm not really the best at like I can listen and you can vent. I had empathy, but I process stuff really quick that I'm looking at solutions versus just like wallow in the the sadness or like, oh man, that's messed up. No, like, all right, what's next? Let's go. So so yeah, I mean, I probably struggle with that too. And I don't necessarily know if I resist it, but I know I struggle. But yeah. Well, no, I guess it is a resistance because I'm like, I don't sometimes you don't want to do it because like you said, it feel like you may do more harm than good for that person.
Yeah, yeah, because it happens. I mean, even with softball, right? So it's hard because Odie doesn't give emotional support at all, and then for me to be there, it makes it even worse. So that's like double whammy for them, and I feel so sad for them. But I'm like, I cannot. Do I have to empathize with them? Do I need to empathize with them? But then on the other side, I'm like, no, because you need to be stronger. You need to be tougher. Like I can't give you that emotional love that you want right now because it's not going to help you. Like in my
Yeah.
mind, I'm thinking emotionally, it's not going to help you. And I think so too. Like for me, it probably stemmed from all the abuse over the
Yeah.
years that I took. So then it made me even worse. So I became, Kanani calls me a black hearted person. She says I'm the black heart. Very unemotional. I don't give emotional support. Um, and she's like, "You're horrible." No, it's, I want to, but I don't want to. I don't
Yeah.
want to be labeled, in my eyes, weak.
Yeah. No, I get it. I know exactly what you're saying. No, that's a good say. You got to go with your first instinct, man.
I know, but at first I was like, ah, shit. He's going to be like, nah, that's a shitty answer. That's
Now, just
bull
doing
crap.
too much. There's no shitty answers. If not, we just skip past it real quick. Or
Yeah. Can I ask you a question?
yeah,
So with your podcast, like, what is your ultimate goal?
I think for me, really, it's like kind of going back to just that even that last question and kind of how we was talking about it. Like, it's really highlighting individual people that's not celebrities or not celebrities yet or famous people, just giving them like just a platform, kind of highlighting everyone because we all have knowledge that we can share, that people can hear or listen to, or that may be thinking but don't want to say it because they may think it's a shitty answer, but it's really not, you know, or, it may be a concept that, they may be dealing with, or they may be rethinking some religious or societal norm, but they think they're unique, but it's so many other people that's going through the same thing. So it's bringing some commonality to other folk, and just shine a light on some of our expertise, some of the things that we are doing, in a sense. So just yeah, that's really the main goal because it really started off because I do a lot of things like which is hence the name doing too much podcast. So like
Right.
I really do a lot of things, but a lot of people don't know all the things that I do. And I was like, well, there's probably other people out there that's doing, I mean, you sitting in the 100th floor, CEO building in the office, just like your playoff. And like people, we didn't even talk about what you do for a job. We talk about all these other things, So, like it's a lot of people out there that's doing several things and juggling parenting, coaching, and mentoring, and taking care of families and entrepreneurs, invest, just all these different things that they can share and shed light on that uh, people may resonate with more than somebody else. So that's the ultimate
Right.
goal is just that to shine light on and bring knowledge and a different.
And let everybody know, like,
Yeah.
you're not the only one doing too much.
Yeah, you're not the
We
only
all
one
doing
doing
too
too much.
much.
Yeah, like we all, and it's not necessarily always a bad thing. Sometimes it's a good thing, just so
Yeah.
since you are doing it, let's share that. Each one teach one.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I like it. I like everything that you've done so far. So I've shared your podcast with my coworkers.
Oh no, I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean,
Um, yeah, it was like, it was only because, people, nobody's going to know unless somebody says something,
yeah,
kind of deal. So that's what I did. I've been talking about it a lot. So from your very first podcast
yeah,
to even 5 minute clips, yeah, people have listened to it. I kind of put you out there, I let it play so
yeah.
people can actually hear.
No, I
So
appreciate that. Thank you.
it's kind of cool. I mean, I love it. I love what you do.
And that's why the guests are so diverse and the topics are kind of a little bit everywhere.
That's cool.
Yeah, like the one that just
But
released was talking more so about paranormal activity and talking to
yeah.
the dead and stuff. And we were talking about hiking in Peru, and we were talking about Mount Rushmore,
Oh,
the best
that
quarterbacks
one
of
was
all
cool.
time.
Yeah, I
So
actually like that
it's
one.
all like
The sports ones are my favorite.
yeah. I try to balance
Those
it out because I could talk about that all day, and it's a lot of sports stuff out there already. So I always try to. I'll throw something in there with sport, but then I'll, have some other things. But yeah, that's pretty much the whole purpose and end goal. And we'll
That's
see what
cool.
we'll see what happened from there.
Yeah, that's cool because I let my kids know too. Like I let my son-in-law, obviously, he's a huge sports guy, right? So I was telling him last night, I was like, "Oh my God, I'm going on a podcast," and he was like, "What?" I said, "Yeah, I'm going on Alvin's." Wait, Angelica's husband? I said, "Yeah, I'm going on his podcast," and he was like, "What?" He's like, "That's freaking awesome." I was like,
Well,
"Yeah."
I know we can end with this. Like we talked about Mount Rushmores and stuff. Who's your Mount Rushmore? Your top four softball players all time?
Dot Richardson, Lisa Fernandez, Caitlin Lowe, and then Jocelyn Alo.
Johnson. All right, that's a good list. I think that's the first time I heard Caitlin Lowe in one of those.
Just because she was so dynamic. Like I
Yeah.
loved her. I loved how fast she was. She had such a good eye for the game, and her ground game kind of reminds me of Audrey.
Yeah.
Just they put the ball on the ground. Good luck.
Yeah.
Like so, yeah. She was my favorite, one of my most favorite little lefties.
All right.
I know,
Appreciate
weird, right?
Yeah, nah, appreciate it, Jamie. I thank you for taking the time. And I thank you for sharing and doing everything. And see, you didn't have nothing to be nervous about.
Didn't want to let you down, but you're welcome. Thank you for having me.
All right. All right. I'll talk to you later.
Okay,
All right. Bye.
bye.